From Homestead Media, this is HHS In Depth.
Secondary students across the district continue with online learning, and with cases nationwide and here locally continuing to rise, the question now is, will students actually return after Thanksgiving break? Ahead, hear from Principal Dr. Ginder on whether SACs will follow suit of other districts in the state and switch to remote learning for the rest of the semester.
Plus, find out what kind of changes occur in food services in the cafeteria when no students are in the building. Those stories and more straight ahead. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Jenna Lane.
And I'm Ashton Ackman. For the first time since the extended e-learning back in the spring, students in Southwest Allen County have returned to remote learning. And with coronavirus cases continuing to rise in all states, many fear Thanksgiving break will cause students to stay at home for an extended period of time. We sit down with Principal Dr. Ginder to get his thoughts on that and how students are handling this new stint of remote learning. When I spoke to you a few weeks back, you were very confident in us returning to school after Thanksgiving. But here lately, the district, in their latest email, it seems as if that confidence is starting to decrease a little bit. They're saying, remember to wear masks, stay at least 6 feet apart, and wash your hands. We really want to have our secondary students back in the buildings on November 30th, and that depends on safe practices by all. As we sit here today, my question to you is, do you still have that same level of confidence of us being back in the building after Thanksgiving break?
You know, I think your confidence wanes and grows and then lessens depending on what's happening in front of you. We haven't seen a large number of people getting sick. What we've seen is somebody in the building being in contact with those who were sick. To give you a really good, strong answer, am I still confident? I'm still hopeful, and I think maybe my confidence before was based on hope. But we'll be realistic about what we can and can't do.
As a result of students switching to online learning, the Homestead construction project has had significant progress.
Obviously, this week things have sped up because students aren't here. We were able to close Homestead Road and cut some waterways through the road. Septic and sewer and fresh water lines kept going east and west across the road. And then there's some things that we've been able to do with asphalt and parking that would have taken a little bit longer. So yes, there's been some things that have sped up, but nothing that you would notice drastically, nothing rising from the ground that you'd call a building.
I think a lot of students share a common opinion that dealing with e-learning is doable. We did it back in the spring, and we've done it in years past with the weather. But when it comes to athletics and performing arts, those things are very important to many students. Unlike last spring when the stay-at-home order knocked out all of those activities, can you say with confidence that there is a plan to keep those events in place as we get into this next part of the pandemic?
Most certainly. There is a plan, but plans change. We have both an arts plan and an athletics plan. And at its base, the idea behind all of those plans is that our kids get to compete and perform. That might mean that parents and students and family members, etc., are not able to be at those events. I think the most important thing for all of us at the school level is we want our kids to be able to compete and perform, and that doesn't necessarily include you and I at those events.
Marion County, Indiana's largest county, has switched all public and private schools to remote learning until at least January 15th. If Allen County was to follow suit, Dr. Ginder believes the current real-time schedule would be best to prevent academic decay.
Our current 7-period-a-day schedule is one of the solutions to what happened last spring. We probably are in a better spot to think through the things that are going to help support our students. And one of the things we learned last year was it was just too long to go asynchronously without student-teacher contact. There isn't one best solution, but I think with our kids having access to their teachers on a daily basis, on a regular schedule, in a routine, is the way to go so that we can keep moving forward and not lose that educational momentum.
Here's some of the top COVID-19 stories we are following for you on this Friday. The Allen County Health Commissioner has scaled back capacity at local bars, restaurants, and gyms, and has issued restrictions on gatherings as coronavirus cases continue to soar. Commissioner Dr. Matthew Sutter announced Tuesday that restaurants and bars would be restricted to 50% capacity and be forced to close between midnight and 5 a.m. Gyms must also be limited to 50% capacity. The County Health Commissioner announced additional restrictions due to the ongoing surge of COVID-19 cases in the community.
One of the first things we did is a series of hard caps. So if you look at events and gatherings and tournaments, they have restrictions of 25 for red, 50 for orange.
Governor Eric Holcomb and First Lady Janet Holcomb will be quarantining after several members of the governor's security detail have tested positive for COVID-19. Both will be tested later this week. The Indiana State Department of Health will perform the contact tracing for the governor and the First Lady. And a new sign of progress in the fight against COVID-19, the Food and Drug Administration issued an emergency use authorization for the first diagnostic coronavirus test. The Lucera COVID-19 all-in-one test kit is for self-testing at home and provides rapid results. It's unclear when this test kit hits the market and a doctor's prescription is needed. The test is designed to cost less than $50.
Now for what's happening here at Homestead High School. Basket Weaving Club meets every other Thursday in Mrs. Ricker's room, room 204. Due to real-time at-home learning, their next meeting is tentatively scheduled for after school on Thursday, December 3rd.
Young Americans for Freedom will be on hold for now and will resume meeting on the Tuesday following Thanksgiving break, that's December 1st, as long as students are back to full attendance at school.
Interact Club will continue to meet virtually on Wednesdays at 2:45 p.m. Contact Mrs. Dean to receive the Zoom link at the email address shown here.
Last week, a select group of juniors and some seniors were inducted into Homestead's chapter of the National Honor Society. The ceremony honored the students for their academic excellence, scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Although COVID provided some obstacles to the annual ceremony, the group was split into 4 different ceremonies to follow social distancing guidelines. Congratulations to the new group of inductees.
When students went home for virtual learning, one of the biggest changes at school is food services and what happens when there aren't as many students to feed each day.
Coming up, see what changes take place in the cafeteria and how they transition to a new way of distributing daily meals. That and more after the break.
You're watching HHS In Depth with Jenna Lane and Ashton Hackman.
Welcome back, I'm Jenna Lane. One thing a lot of students didn't think about when the district went to full virtual learning is what comes of the daily breakfast and lunches the cafeteria serves each day. To learn more about these changes, here's HHS In Depth reporter Nisha Lalaria.
This past summer and this year, Saks Food Services has offered prepackaged meals that are available to all students that attend school virtually.
We started offering meals to all of the students that are virtual. So what we do is we have a weekly sign up with a Google form that we email out to the virtual parents. We create a master list, and then on Tuesday afternoon from 3 to 5, pick up at the high school. Parents, family members, whoever can come in, pick up meal kits, and that is 5 days worth of food.
With secondary schools shutting down, Saks Food Services has opened up prepackaged meal kits to all students.
This week was a little bit different. Since the high school and both middle schools were closed, we opened it up for 1 week for all the secondary students.
As COVID-19 affects our county, Saks Food Services has been affected negatively.
And with contact tracing, it has pulled several of our team members away. And honestly, with the high school closing, it's given us an opportunity to allow the staff that's still around to get out to the elementary schools and help the staff there. So that's been great.
The 5-day breakfast and lunch kits will last until the end of the school year and will continue to stay open to those who do not attend school traditionally. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Nisha Lalaria.
This time of year is typically when Homestead's show choir teams begin competition season, but an important part of that team is the accompanying music ensemble. To learn more about them and what they do, here's HHS In Depth reporter Nada DeHook with a story over Anonymous Blue.
An essential part of Homestead's award-winning show choir is Anonymous Blue, with their live music playing behind every performance. But not many students know a lot about who they are and how they contribute as a band.
This is my 3rd year in Anonymous Blue, and I play the mellophone, which is like a big trumpet. Anonymous Blue is the backup band for the show choir, and we play all the background music that you'll hear, and we really help them so they can come across the best that they can.
So I've been in AB for 2 years. This is my 3rd year. I play drums. My first 2 years I played guitar. We play all the music, so we definitely provide a rhythm and a support for the choir.
But outside of their performances, Anonymous Blue allows students to find a community of fellow musicians.
Well, as a freshman, I joined Anonymous Blue because my sister was in the show choir, so I just wanted to be connected to her. And this year I joined because over the past couple of years, you can feel the connection you make with the group. So it just becomes like a sort of family, and you just come back, you just get hooked on that feeling. So.
Well, the reason why I decided to go for Anonymous Blue again this year was because it's such a great group of people. You really build friendships and communities. It's a great feeling to be able to play in a band, especially one that is, run by the school.
So next time you're watching the show choir, make sure to recognize the talented students in Anonymous Blue. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Nada Dahouk.
Turning to weather now, yesterday was a nice surprise with a big rise of temps outside. But will that stick around for a few more days?
Carly Flanagan is in now to break down what we can expect to see for the rest of the weekend. Hey, Carly.
Hey, Ashton. For the weather tonight, it will be partly cloudy with a high of 64 and a low of 40. Enjoy this weather today because things get worse for the weekend. For both Saturday and Sunday, you can expect rain showers with Saturday's high of 47 and Sunday's high of 52. It looks like a pretty normal weekend weather-wise for this time of the year, and I'll be back with a check of the 7-day forecast in a few.
All right, thank you, Carly. Next in sports, the football team saw their season come to an end last Friday.
But the girls basketball team rolled Wayne in their season home opener, and a boys basketball senior put pen to paper to continue his athletic career in the Big Ten next year. There's more HHS In Depth to come after this break.
Homestead Spartans. Our merch is moved online to SportsCenter for the holiday season till November 29th. From shirts to hats to bags, we're sure that you'll find something to keep your Spartan pride going. Click on the info card in the top right or scan the QR code to access the website. All orders will be shipped to Homestead for locational convenience. Thank you for being a proud supporter of Homestead High School. We'll see you in the stands.
Welcome back, I'm Ashton Hackman. The football season is officially over for Homestead. The Spartans fell to Westfield last Friday. With a recap of the regional game against the Shamrocks, here's sports reporter Caleb Wood.
The football team made their way down to Westfield last Friday to face off against the Shamrocks. Joe Dugan getting the Spartans on the board, putting up 3 in the first quarter. In Wildcat formation, Nate Anderson receives the snap. He passes to Jared Kistler, and he takes it to the house from 62 yards out. But the Spartans would not be able to hang on as Westfield racks up the points later on. The Shamrocks take the regional win 42-9. A successful season for the Spartans coming to an end. They finished 10-2 overall and claim their spot at the top of the SAC, winning the bell for the second year in a row.
With football out, girls basketball is the only sport in action for now. Homestead hosting the Wayne Generals in the season home opener. The Spartans get out to an early lead. Ayanna Patterson beneath the basket draws the foul on the putback. The junior would put up 26 points by the end of the game. And out came sophomore Molly Stock with the right wing triple. Spartans go up 29-6 at the half. Fourth quarter action, Stevens dishes it to Patterson for the putback, and the Spartans running away with this one 58-16. And in boys basketball news, Luke Goody has officially signed to play Big Ten basketball next year. The senior forward signing with Illinois. For Goody, this was a moment long in the making.
It feels great just to get the process over with. I've been committed for 7 months now before I was signed, so just to finally sign the papers and be just fully ready to go to Illinois is something that I'm very excited for. Homestead, school-wise, it helped me reach the goal. I mean, it's a great academic school. The teachers here are great, and everything here is definitely prepared me for that. And then in terms of basketball, Coach Johnson is definitely respected, or widely respected as one of the best coaches in the state of Indiana. So to be able to play in a program under him with great teammates and great players, and then the success that we've had has definitely prepared me for the next level.
Congrats to Luke and all other athletes signing to continue their athletic career. That's all for sports. Carly has a final check of the forecast after these messages.
With the next few school weeks being online, make sure you're ready to be a part of class. While on Zoom, you should be in a well-lit area with your face and shoulders visible. This will help teachers keep track of attendance and help you be more involved in class. Be sure to stay safe and enjoy your time at home.
For all of next week, you can expect cloudy skies with scattered rain showers throughout, and that dreaded word snow could possibly make an appearance in the area by the start of next weekend. For Thanksgiving this year, it will be the week's warmest day with a temperature of 50 degrees, while the rest of the week stays in the 40s. As we start the holiday season, be sure to stay safe and wear a mask.
All right, Carly, thank you. And thank you for watching today.
Don't forget the Homestead Spartans will be in action this coming Tuesday. They take on the Huntington North Vikings here at home. You can catch all the action on Homestead Live with tip-off set for 7:30.
And if you can't get the video stream, you can also listen in with Braden Carroll and Anthony Gary on The Call on 91.1 FM or at WCYT.org.
We're off next week for Thanksgiving break, but we plan to be back December 4th.
Have a great weekend and a safe and happy Thanksgiving next week.